Stupid fresh flying deaf, funky hiding home fish. Stupid fresh flying deaf, funky hiding.
There can only be one.
Hey there, guys. Sorry, my dad was just asking me a question right when the opening was on and I couldn't hear anything. I really shouldn't have made such an annoying musical beginning. It's terrible. Literally, you can't hear anything. I'm just going to ask him, what was it, Dad? No, don't worry about it. It's all good. My dad's offering to help me make a better show. But it's kind of crazy. Today we're in the living room because, well, the dining room. So that way I've got the Christmas tree, but also the room, the sunroom, the door, the ball bearings broke and can't go through it. So my dad was willing to go all the way outside, and because you have to go outside, down the stairs, then back up the stairs to get to the sunroom, and that's the only way to get in there right now. The door's being replaced on the December 23rd. But crazy.
That's still 10 days away.
Yeah, well, they told us my mom was hoping to have it done before Thanksgiving. And she called them up and said, "So aren't you guys supposed to be coming before Thanksgiving?" And they were like, "Oh, we're sorry, we got it delayed." And then they said the 23rd, and she's like, "All right, that's not too bad. The 23rd of December." But since then, the door has completely broke. So it's not only, that she wants to get rid of it because it's an ugly pain in the neck door. Now it's really a pain in the neck door because you can only open it with a crowbar. But do you want to say hi to people, Whip?
I can,
and
sure.
I'm going to get ready with what we're going to do tonight.
All right. So while you're doing that, I will say hi to the first one in, some dude named Whip's World, then Shady Grady.
Shady?
Seville Steve came in, then Cichlids 23. Oink Master Supreme Forever who came in the door. Larry D.
Hi, Oinky.
Uncle
Larry D.
Smiley. Hey, Uncle Smiley.
Super Uncle Smiley.
And Linda Worth. Scotty the Fish Freak.
Nice.
Ben Sharp. I'd say the rest of it, but I'm not sure how to say the one word. Lake Missoula, maybe? Lake Missoula Aquatics and Plants? Missoula. I'm going to go with Missoula.
I'm going to see if I can find it. I don't even see that.
It is at 8:33.
Sideshow.
And then we've got Monster Fish Gal is in the house, and Denny. Hey, Denny, and Stan the Man is in here too.
I see cool Stan. Oh,
yes, sir.
Lake. Yeah, I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, I gave it a shot.
But it's Ben, so that's all we need to know.
It's Ben. That's all we need to really know. He said yes, so Missoula must be it. And then the fabulous Miss Kalish is in the house, and Miss Dee. And I see somebody saying hi, Zenny, but I didn't see Zenny. Did I skip past? Oh my gosh,
I see her now.
By Zenny. Hi, Zenny.
Did Dee Dee and Foxy have a show tonight?
They did, but it didn't. The notifications didn't go out until after the fact.
I dyed my beard and I sat there looking for him and didn't find him, and I just fell asleep. But I did watch a thing where Dee Dee sent
the short art. It wasn't really a short, but it was
thing.
Brett and Mike Tap is here, and then I saw another one or two. Ricky Frith. That makes it sound like I really have my lisp is really bad. Frith.
Hey, you're from Chicago. That's okay, right?
Nola.
Oh,
it's okay because I said it's okay.
So Cat House is from South Carolina. Is Night Owl from South Carolina?
I don't know where Night Owl's from, but Mexicali's here, and he's definitely not from North or South Carolina.
No, he is from the
And
far west.
Skull is here. He is also not from either of those places.
He is from the far mid east. No, Midwest.
I,
He's in the
I,
heartland.
yeah, I believe he's from your home. Well, not your hometown, but the one you would prefer to call your hometown. Cheryl
Well,
Smith is here, and Susan. Hi, Susan.
I was a Missouri boy, and he's a Kansas guy, but we like those guys.
Oh, he's from Kansas. Okay, because I think M&C and him are pretty close to. I mean, I don't think they're neighbors or nothing, but they're the same vicinity.
And there's J&N Aquatics,
Yeah,
my favorite fish store in Kentucky. And you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to be in Kentucky. But it's
it ain't
the
so,
wrong
Joe.
part of Kentucky.
There's Night Owl right there. Was he here
I would
before? Did I miss
love
him?
to go
And
see him.
Xanadu and Alishon. You got all the cool kids.
I do. Well, thank you guys so much for showing up. Tonight, I'm going to okay, so I am on the verge of finally having enough inventory to open up my Etsy shop. And like tomorrow, I'm actually delivering one of my first new filter or new caves that I made. But tonight we're gonna see if we can make a new sponge filter hide, because I've made those Mayan ones that I just love, and I'll still have those. Hey, Stephen P. Oh my
Stephen P.
gosh, he
just
gifted
gave
me.
you 5 memberships.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. That's amazing.
Let's see if I
I
can
think you
do
just
this like a
doubled my
professional
membership.
instead of the amateur that I am.
Well, so yeah, I've got everything ready. I just need to take the pictures and add them basically to the
So
website, I think.
yeah, that should be the easiest part of the whole deal, even though it's kind of time consuming and monotonous, but it's at least
Well,
it should be easy.
and you see, I've been really hoping that my sister would help me, and she has been so busy with their new house and everything. I mean, I was figuring I could have her do that for me while I have her husband fixing my light.
Yeah,
And
and neither one of those things is happening.
no, they're on a cruise right now somewhere
uh,
in the Gulf. So
so
actually, yeah,
in case you're wondering, it was the 5 memberships went to Denny, Uncle
Dennis,
Smiley,
Uncle
Linda,
Smiley, Linda,
Benjamin Peters, and
Benjamin.
Mexicali, Fishkeeper George.
Awesome. Well, thank
All
you guys so much.
longtime listeners or viewers or whatever you want to call us.
And I forgot to get my PSA ready tonight.
Jody P. and Mickham came in.
I
And
even had it all set
Vinoski,
up.
I think Vinoski's here because I just saw Jody say hi to him, but I think he
Oh, that's
snuck
awesome.
in when I wasn't looking. Oh, and June is here. I
We
still
don't
don't see
have.
Vinoski.
Oh, there's June. June of the Oscars. Well, we won't have. Well, we might have Skipper, but Skipper's not going to be doing any of his Thursday night shows this month, at least until maybe the last week, because he is working every day through Christmas to make extra money for his family for Christmas. So, got to respect the man for doing all that hard work. So, he said if he's not too tired, he'll come up. I'm betting he's already too tired because I think he'd already be up. But we love you, buddy, and keep working hard. And we also love Rico. He's at home, not under the weather, so we love him too. And whenever he's feeling up to it, he'll be back. So, do you know who Cthulhu is, Whip?
He's that little fella that lives way down deep in the ocean.
Yeah, that's close. Cthulhu is from H.P. Lovecraft. And H.P. Lovecraft was a writer, an American writer during the Depression. And he wrote these stories and he got paid like 10 cents a story. And they're some of the best high English stories there really are. They're great mystery, sci-fi stuff. And Cthulhu is one of the monsters or gods or elders that was in the storyline that he did. But the good news for us is his mom, he was the only person in his mom's life, and she starved to death, and he felt so bad he shot himself. So that's not really good news. But
Nope.
the good news is nobody has rights to Cthulhu or any of H.P. Lovecraft's stuff. So anybody can use it. And that's why it's, probably his storyline would have never grown as monstrous as it is today if it wasn't for just, anybody can write stories on it and make more books and more movies and more video games. And so I love Cthulhu. I love sea monsters. And
Just real quick,
yeah.
just to give you a update here, you got Funk in the house, and he says, I think I met that guy at the DMV one time. And Jody P became a new member. So you got 6 new memberships today already.
Well, gosh, do I have anything cool for all these new members? I don't know. Nothing super cool. Here's Whip doing his whip thing. That's how Whip kills the fire ants at his house here in Tennessee, or his land here in Tennessee.
I don't remember doing it that slow though. That must be a special camera.
You really want to line up your whip when it's all on fire so you don't burn the whole place down.
Right.
He hits one ant at a time. He teaches them for being fire ants.
So you were saying, before I interrupted to say that you got a new member, Elfish is here
does
too.
This look like me?
Kind of does.
Yeah, I was just wondering. It's weird. Okay. So I want to make a sponge filter hide. Should have brought my sponge filter hides in. Oh well. I use
go get one if you
PVC.
want. I mean, if they're not in the room that needs a crowbar.
No, they're not. But I'm trying to think if they're in the basement or in my mom's guest room.
Oh my goodness! Now Jody just bought
the ones
10
I know for sure are in tanks. Well, what I do is I take. What's that?
Jody just bought you 10 more memberships.
Oh my God! So, all right, let's see if there's something really goofy I can do for
Elfish.
And you know what?
Kalish, Scuba Stevo, Brenton, Sheriff. Bluefish, Nathan Hovey, and Jenna all got them.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys are crazy. I appreciate it a lot. Well, so I take a 4-inch PVC and I cut it right down the middle. And then I take a torch to it and then I flatten them out a little. And that's my base. So then I'm going to use the Sculpty, which is basically PVC that's like the spare junk that they grind up and then they put chemicals in it. So it turns into like a putty. And when you cook it, the chemicals come out and you just have basically a PVC statue almost. So that's what I use. And I always overbake. They say to bake it a 1/4 inch at 275 for every 15 minutes. So I normally go like 30 to 45 minutes on all my things.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What is the biggest creation out of Sculpey you've ever done? Like, do you think you could put together, like, even if it's in pieces, Do you think you could build like a background on your fish tank? Would that work? I mean, it would cost
it
a
would
fortune, I know, but it would.
The trick would be I'd have to make it like a puzzle so it would all fit together, because you can't just make one solid piece because it has to fit in your oven.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to it would have to be in pieces. Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Or you buy a big ass oven.
and it sometimes will get a little brittle, so you got to be careful too. Um, that's the problem when you overcook it; it gets more brittle.
Hmm.
But hmm,
And so to go back to
it's
what you're
interesting.
saying, do you leave the
I
base in, or do you take it out after you get it molded?
I leave the base in.
You do.
Yeah, and you know what? I had told myself I'm going to start spray painting all the bases with Krylon Fusion and make them brown so people don't see the white on the back of their things when they stick it in. And I didn't do that again on this one. So,
Well,
um,
can you not spray paint the whole thing? Does it not stick? I
oh,
remember you saying a reason why you couldn't.
once you can't spray paint Sculpey.
You
The
you can't
chemicals in
because
spray.
it's bad, or it just doesn't stick.
What happens is the chemicals, I think, in spray paint, they keep spray paint liquidy in the can, starts to make it absorbs into the Sculpey and starts making it sticky and goopy again. It softens it.
Oh,
So
that's what it
it
was.
must,
I knew there was a
yeah,
reason.
it's I think they must have some of the same chemicals or in something that's in it right now to make it all flappy. And you bake that stuff out. But once you put the spray paint in there, it'll start to make it soft. I did that
Gotcha.
with a Cthulhu that I had completely painted, and the spray paint went through the paint. And I still have the Cthulhu. He's just like this big, but it looks like he's melting. He's been sticky probably for 10 years. So I put
Oh,
him in a jar and sealed it. And he's just sitting in this jar, but he hasn't like, it's just the initial stick. But if I
yeah.
took him out, it'd still be real pliable and sticky, I bet.
Hey, Mystery Snail Gardens is here. Hi, Annette.
Right, Annette. She has one of my
Yeah.
custom
What if
jobs.
you were to? Could you tape it off? Could you like and then spray paint it after before you cook it?
I just no, well, I don't. I just how I paint all my things is I use dry lock, which is concrete paint,
Right, but that won't
and
stick to the. That won't stick to
right,
the.
that's
Yeah.
it sticks to the PVC also.
Oh, it does.
So I could actually spray paint that,
Oh, then I
and
don't see
the
the problem.
PVC when I use the torch on it, it actually like gives it tooth, and like tooth is like if you have like this real smooth texture right here, sometimes when you want to cook like a car, you don't want to just spray paint a car because they're real flat. So you have to sand a car down.
Hmm.
You're giving it tooth. You're giving it a little bit of bump, so the glue or the paint will have something to stick to.
Sure.
Well, when I do that with the torch, you can feel that it creates like a frictiony bubble, bumps. It gets rid of that shininess. So
Right.
it helps this stick when it's oven baking, but it would also help spray when you spray paint it. Because otherwise, if I wasn't doing that, I would still take a piece of sandpaper and just go over the PVC if I was just spray painting it. Like if I was doing a hydro dip, I always sandpaper over all the PVC so that
Gotcha.
way it won't come off.
Just to keep you in the loop, Geekster's in the house. He came in.
Oh,
You got.
I have some important Geek Boy news.
Well, before you get to it, I also want to tell you that your very special and sweet Link Master Supreme Forever has been a member for 27 months. And
Ooh.
she says, for all in chat, any experience breeding glass cats? That's more
shit.
for other people, not us, because I
I've
don't know
never
anything.
bred them.
Yeah.
Yes, that I thinking. Stephen P's stream last week. Stephen P had Corey on his show
And he's here.
last.
Stephen
Corey?
P's here? No.
Oh,
Stephen P.
no, I'm
and
just teasing.
and Shark
No,
Fin
that
is
was
here.
awesome.
And for some reason, Zenny told Annette to bite her, which was classic.
Well,
Okay,
where was I
we're
going
done.
with that?
Go ahead.
I forgot. Oh yeah, Geek Boy stuff.
Yeah.
So, when I go out shopping and looking for action figures to pull apart and reassemble, when I assemble one, I look at it and it tells me who it is. Like, that's who this is. And I have made a Geek Boy,
Uh-oh.
but I need to paint him. So, Geek Boy, what is your favorite color combinations? If you were a G.I. Joe. Because I do not like the color combination that he is right now. It's terrible.
On a potentially sour note,
Oh?
Skull said that he sent you a Facebook message about Bunny and he hopes you saw it. Skull, I sure hope it's not bad. I just
No,
had an email
he
from
sent
her
me
the
her
other day.
address.
Oh, okay.
I did. Thanks, man. I
Good.
appreciate
Okay.
it. I appreciate that. And Bunny and Foxy, be looking in the mail because your Halloween gifts are finally coming. I got your addresses. Well, and it's terrible. I've had Foxy's email the whole time, or her address, but I just kept waiting with the other Pleco. I should have just
Makes
sent it.
sense. Yeah.
But I mean, it's better to get gifts around Christmas anyway, not around Halloween.
Right.
So right now I'm just giving it a nice big coat over it. I saw a movie yesterday, Whip.
I read something about you seeing a movie yesterday that was horrifically bad and you loved it.
Yeah, it was terrible. It's a werewolf movie. And I love werewolf movies, but the werewolves looked so cheesy. Their bottom jaws were like, I don't, rancors. Do you know what a rancor is from
I
Star
do.
Wars?
Yes, sir.
They were like furry rancor jaws. I don't know. It was just, but boy, I loved that show. That was a good movie.
All right, I got two
I
things
don't
for you.
recommend anybody to see it.
Two things. Geek Boy says
Yeah.
your favorite, orange and blue, of course. Really, it's green and black.
Okay, so I'll go green and black.
I think.
Right now, the guy is white and tan, and it's just terrible colors.
And then Zenny says, Ed or Whip, can you ask Ed if he's ever made a gingerbread house, cave, or fish? No, let me try that again. Have you ever made a gingerbread house, cave, or fish? And if not, will he make me one?
I wonder how to mail it. But I have made gingerbread. I've made gingerbread haunted houses.
But this would
That was
be out of sculpting,
my thing.
right?
Oh,
For fish, she said. So it
oh,
would be,
for fish. So
yeah.
kind of a very small scale, like maybe something like this.
This is Zenny. I'm sure she has like a 400-gallon tank.
What else?
For her
I could buy plastic candies and use them. My colors with the dry lock is basically anywhere from black to white, from light brown to very dark brown, and shades of red brown.
Yeah.
So
It's very
I
limited.
can't really do, I can't do the candies, but because there's so many plastic things, maybe I could coat them in a clear coat to seal in, because you don't know, just because something's plastic doesn't mean it's healthy for your fish tank.
Right.
So you can clear coat it with, and what I would do, this is how I clear coat things, is I use the Krylon clear coat and I use high gloss. And I spray the whole thing. And the reason why I use high gloss, it's not because it looks better, it looks worse, but you can see if you've missed anything. Because if it's not shining somewhere, you've missed it. And then I do 2 coats, so that way it's completely shiny, and it's got to be shiny everywhere. And once it goes in your fish tank, you can't tell if it's
So
matte finish or gloss.
the clear coat does not make the Sculpey melt?
No, that I would do that on plastic.
Oh, strictly plastic.
Yeah, plastic or some. But I was talking about if I made a gingerbread house, you want candies to put on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But if the candies would be going onto the Sculpey, right?
Yeah, but I could I'd spray paint the candies before I stick it on the Sculpey.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes I don't think things all the way through. Now it makes sense. Jenna P's here.
Hey, Jenna P.
She was
Jenna
probably
P.
here before, but I missed her.
Jenna P. The Secret Santa thing that I'm responsible for that you don't know that I'm responsible for is going to be taken care of tomorrow. If that
You have
made
been
any
warned.
sense. So I'm going to start off with a big bulb. Maybe I should make a bigger bulb for a big head. So I'll have to text her and tell her. But she's like, you don't have a Secret Santa, because I didn't get in on it this year. Did you?
No, I did not either. I was too late. I didn't realize it was going for Mike.
I don't know who it was going through.
Yeah.
Well, that's another good excuse for me.
Why can't I remember his channel name? Somebody help me out. All Things Fish? Is that right?
All Things Fish?
Yeah.
He's got I
know who he is. My brain is not working.
I used to think Mike was from Colorado, but I think he's actually from Iowa.
He's Iowa, almost Nebraska or something like that, right? Yeah, it's All Things Fish. Okay, I was doubting myself. Hey, Coolie for Schoolie's been a member for 30 months.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
And Aquaballs George is here.
Aquaballs.
And I don't know if you heard me, but Johnny No Shoes is here as well.
Hey, Johnny. So, do you have sponge filters in your house, Whip?
Yeah, I have them in every tank. I am so overfiltrated on all my tanks. I have one of everything. I usually have a sponge, and then I have a hang on the back and a canister just to cover all my bases.
I used to do tons and tons of filtration like that too. And then I got lazy, I guess. I don't know. Well, or maybe it was I discovered sponge filters were so easy.
and so much less costly. I don't know if it's me or you, but somebody is freezing up, and it looks like you. Anybody else seeing that?
I have full bars.
So it might be my end. Am I freezing up or is he?
You don't see you freezing up either. So I'm making tentacles, and what's cool about Cthulhu is I don't think I've ever seen his mouth. He's got all these tentacles like a octopus over his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, almost like a beard mustache kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's you.
It's me?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. When I popped this, I only had 2 bars for some reason.
Kreger's here.
It's weird because the bottom of my computer says I'm doing great. Well, if it keeps getting worse, I'll switch to the other one. Let me get rid of this. Whoops, how do I do that? There we go. So I'm just making a bunch of tentacles right now. There we go. They really need to make more good Cthulhu movies. They really need to make Cthulhu fighting Godzilla.
They really need to just make one, the first one.
Godzilla movie?
No, Cthulhu. I haven't seen a good
Oh.
one ever. Have you? Is there any
Oh.
out there that you went, oh, that's really good?
Probably the best one is The Cabin. Cabin in the Woods, I think is maybe what it's called.
Does it got
And they're
what's
killed.
his name, the wrestler?
No. Oh, I don't know. That might be in one also. But the one where all the people are in a cabin in the woods and they keep like the government. It turns out the government is letting different monsters try to kill them. And it turns out the reason why they're doing all these crazy murders is so they're trying to appease Cthulhu so he doesn't come out and take over the world.
And what's his name isn't in there from Guardians of the Galaxy? Another name I can't think of.
Batista.
Yeah.
That was just not too long ago. The Cabin was
What's that name in that movie?
probably like in 2001, 2002, like 20 years ago. I saw it with people from work. And we were like, oh my gosh, that was a Cthulhu movie after it was over. Kind of cool. But yeah, probably the biggest Cthulhu movie is that goofy Pirates of the Caribbean movie when they took Cthulhu's look for that evil captain. Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah. But that wasn't Cthulhu. That was
yeah,
just
but I mean
Davy Jones. They stole the imagery from him though, right?
Right. It wasn't truly Cthulhu, but I mean, he didn't have wings. If he had wings, he would have been basically Cthulhu for sure.
Knock at the Cabin is the one with Batista.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
You did? I definitely
don't like
did not.
watching good people get hurt. And I think they were like the family had to decide who had to sacrifice to keep the world from going into chaos. And I just didn't want to see that. I'm a wuss. But oh well.
Oh well.
So, if my Uncle Bruce is watching, hi Uncle Bruce, I love you.
I think
And
I got
Aunt
a
Donna.
friend request from your Uncle Bruce.
Oh. He is something like flying buffalo or soaring buffalo or sleeping buffalo.
Okay, maybe I did.
I think it could be Bruce Homan also.
That's who I got it from.
Yeah. You probably thought it was that guy that's going to work at trying to get rid of all the people in America that are after the not immigrants, the illegal stuff. I don't want to get into that, but his name's Homan something. I don't know what his first name is.
So is Homan Uncle Bruce?
Yes.
Yes.
And you met him kind of when he came to visit me.
Yeah. He sat in for one of your lives.
Well, he sat in afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was after you hung up.
Yeah.
Hey, John from Select Pet is here.
Oh my gosh, John, guess what? I'm going to be in Kentucky tomorrow. If I'm going to keep my eyes open for John, and if I see him, I'll
Oh,
honk my horn.
you'll never see him. I was in the same building with him, and I couldn't see him.
That's sad.
Skulls and Greta. Now I have to watch the Pirates of the Caribbean again.
Oh,
That's never a bad thing, especially the first one. I don't know about the rest of them, but hey, look at that.
yeah. Gonna have to try to make some wings on it, or otherwise it's just gonna be like a cute octopus.
I didn't realize that Cthulhu had wings. I thought he was a sea creature.
He is.
Why
Well,
would he need wings?
he's actually not even a sea creature. He's from a different world, like a different dimension, and he's known as the dragon because
He's
of the
known
wings.
as the dragon.
Yeah. Well, at least I think that's what H.P. Lovecraft called him most of the time. This is not a scary looking Cthulhu at all. Oh well. Maybe because you can't see his human body.
What part of Kentucky, Ed, from John?
The middle part.
Middle South? How deep into
the-
Kentucky are you going?
I'm going to not Lexington to Louisville.
So you're going to be South Central.
Yeah. I'm going to have lunch with Scuba Steve-O tomorrow.
And you're dropping off your Midas or whatever that is, right?
Yeah, the Red Devils going to a new home tomorrow also. That's the main thing, because I really want that fish tank back.
He says him too.
Oh yeah?
I mean, I don't know if he's going to lunch with Scuba, but
That would be awesome. Maybe they're going to surprise me. Those Kentucky guys are awesome.
oh wait, he said that first. He said me too, and then he said what part? Okay, never mind.
Oh, he probably meant he'll be in Kentucky tomorrow.
Yes, that's what he meant.
He's probably in Kentucky a lot.
Then now he just said you're probably going to pass right by him.
Well, I'll honk when I do.
Tampa
Don't have
Tom.
a sharp knife.
I got
Tampa
one. You
Tom.
want to borrow it?
Well, it's not really a sharp knife. I just need a clay cutting knife. I normally have like a butter knife in here, and I don't have one today. So, did you go to work today?
I did.
Did you see any fish at work?
I did not.
Did you talk about fish?
I did not.
Oh man. Well, that's too bad.
Zenny, did we talk about fish? No, we didn't talk about fish.
Was Zen at your work today?
No.
Oh.
But sometimes I talk to her when I'm in my truck by myself and I need advice because I only talk to one God and that's Zenny.
Well, you could open your eyes and also talk to Cthulhu. The greater evil one. I have 2 different Cthulhu presidential shirts that say "Vote Cthulhu, the greater evil." Both of them say that. It's like 2016, and I got a 2020. They're awesome.
Oh, Larry's quoting from the book of Cthulhu. It looks like that which is not dead can eternal lay, and with strange eons even death may die.
Put that Necronomicon down.
I probably butchered that, but
I don't think I said Necronomicon right either.
you might have.
Yeah, I could have. The book almost. You know what? I think I'm going to put the wings behind it. I don't know. I'm having a hard time making this thing look scary, guys.
Well, you're probably not going to be able to.
I've made so many Cthulhu things in my life, though. It's
But
terrible.
were any of them scary? Because you are too nice to
what are-
make scary.
All my Cthulhu things are awesome looking type into the world things. Let's see. We'll put a pillar here, and then we'll write some ancient writing down the side that'll be scary.
To pillar people, get your minds out of the gutters.
What do you think I could have said? Pillar? I have no idea where.
No, I was referring back to your stalactite days.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I got to be careful.
Yeah.
Where's Matt?
Yeah, right.
I can't wait till I find a Matt G.I. Joe.
Select Pet says, "Are your filter hides available on Etsy, etc. yet, Ed?" He is very, very, very close, but not yet.
Yes. I am extremely close. I've hopefully we'll have it up and selling things by the end of the week. Even though I might have to tell people to wait, because I'd like people to wait. Normally, when I make new things, I make them. I like sit them out for 2 weeks to age and cure. And if I mail something to somebody right after I make it, it wouldn't cure. So I'd hate to have somebody put something in their tank that wasn't cured. But still, and I should have a new T-shirt on there too soon. So that's kind of exciting.
That is exciting. Exciting and new.
But
You
I
should
probably
come
won't have that
aboard
done until.
because
Oh wow!
you have been expecting us, something like that.
We expecting you.
When I was working, I would love to have talked about fish keeping. Did Oinky,
When was the last time you were working?
yeah, Oinky, when was the last time you were working?
Oh, I thought you were just making a statement.
No, I was reading. Reading, kind of, if you can
Well,
call it that.
I used to tell people how to set up their fish tanks and all sorts of stuff. After they would come over to my house and see my tanks, they would like say, "Oh my gosh, it's so cool," and then they would set up tanks. And the ones that failed after like 2 years would give me their tanks. It was kind of cool. But that's not why we do things. And so I would try to teach them about tanks. And you know what? I gave away a lot of free African cichlids. Would have you guessed that that's probably the most fish I ever gave away was African cichlids?
Oh, I bet they breed so well. I mean, they don't breed any more than guppies, I suppose, but
Yeah, I didn't have guppies for like 30 years. The guppies I had them in Kansas City, and then I moved to St. Louis, and I never did guppies really again. And then I like this wing. I'm gonna try to make another wing like this, but opposite. I had lots of yellow labs that I would give away and peacocks. And then I had some hybrid cichlid that I gave away a lot of. I have no idea. It was some type of oh my gosh. Think, Ed, what words are science words about cichlids? Acara. There was some type of an acara that I had made a hybrid out of, and it had like yellow. It was white with had the acara body, but it was white with yellowy pink stripes. They were pretty. They were nice. They weren't overly aggressive.
I am unfamiliar with that description.
Well, it's a hybrid. So,
Oh,
and
I gotcha.
so I don't know exactly. And they were a hybrid before I got them. So
Are you
all
going
those
to
fish
give
I just
members?
saved.
Brenton is looking for an angle to save some money. You going to give your Fish Fam members a special super discount on your Etsy site?
Honestly, I don't know how any of that works. So initially, probably not. But you know what? I think there is a way because the guy that I get my like heads from, that makes my GI Joe heads that from screen or what? Not screen printers, from 3D printers.
Yeah,
He gives a 10% discount, so there must be some type of way to do it.
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it's going to take a little bit to figure it out, but I would love to figure it out. Who was that?
That was Branton, and then
Brent.
Select Pet said the most fish he's given away is convicts. I believe that. And Too Coolie for Schoolie says, I just gave all my endlers and it jumped. Hold on. Hold, please. Local fish store. I'm done with live bears. They were too good at what they do.
Yes, they are. And they can be in a little cooler temperatures and they're just tougher than guppies. And their girls can get gigantic.
Select Pet says, and I bet if you meet up with Ed at the OCA in 2025, you can save on shipping.
Oh yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's one thing is uh the shipping has to be well, it doesn't have to be included, but on Etsy they'll advertise you on their main page if you include shipping in your prices, but if you add shipping, they won't promote you. So you have to figure out how much your prices are with shipping, which is kind of weird. Oh,
It is weird
where
because
did
it's
this?
not the same. How do you determine that? There must
I'm
be
gonna
like
have to
a way
add.
to do a MAC pricing somehow.
Yeah, what I'll probably do is like add $5 to $10 to all my things or something. Well, I made a wing just like this, and now I put this wing on here and it doesn't look good at all. Oh wait, now it looks better.
Oinky says a tie-dyed Cthulhu will be extra imposing. Just saying.
I, that would be cool. I probably done. I've made a lot of Cthulhu stuff over the years just to be goofy. Whoops. My mom's going with me tomorrow to Kentucky.
She
Wants
is.
to get out of the house and have some fun, so she is going to go with me.
Well, that
Who is
would be.
Oh, come here. Check it out. We got a friend.
Oh,
Come
I bet
here.
it's a cat.
Now he's just looking at me like I'm a nut. And I just, oh, there he
Oh,
goes. He was just standing next to the computer watching me. Nico was up here and he was doing the same thing, but okay, so I don't like these wings at all. These look more like Thor hat wings or something.
holy cow! Now, this might be something that interests you, Ed. I mean, for next year. So John says, "Hey Whip, I don't know if I told you, but one of the guys I talked to at the OCA said on average he profits about $3K on his room sales. Sounds like he needs to
Whoa.
sell stuff next year, or he does, and then you do."
Well, we
you
could all
imagine?
chip in together. What we could do is like all chip in together and get one room and then run it all together.
I don't have anything to sell. Just my
Yeah, you
body.
do. Well, we'll have a special closet room with whip in it. 5 minutes in the closet with whip. You can ask him anything you want. I don't know. I'm not liking these wings at all.
I kind of like them a little. They look a little like ears, though.
Yeah. Maybe if I upside down them. Now he looks like an elephant. But you know what? I can work with this. We'll work with this.
You need to put the. Does he have like the demon wings with the claw on the tip and all that stuff? I mean, you can.
Yeah. Well, Cthulhu can be almost anything you want. Like, see, there's Cthulhu there. And then I've got Cthulhu here. Oh man, maybe we could get Larry D to come and he could sell like scary stuff.
I don't think Larry has sales. He's a collector, not a seller.
Well, see, he's got a year to change that.
Just start over buying.
Yeah, just start buying everything, Larry.
So Branton is looking for the Pleco cave, and Zenny says,
Yes.
Branton, is that Pleco cave going to be pink? And he said preferably a field drab or light brown. But the way things are going, a pink Pleco cave is fitting. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Maybe he's got a lot of girls. But
and then Larry said he could do some art.
That'd be awesome. I'd buy Larry D art. Okay, well, what was I saying?
Wings.
Oh, the Pleco cave. I think I'll have about 15 to 20 caves on the website ready to go.
The Pleco caves or just Pleco caves?
Pleco caves. And then I'm going to have a few other different type of caves also with different Mayan art on them. I mean, this thing, I got to remember, this is carved out of stone, so it doesn't have to look real. I'm going to make this wing a little more angled down. Whoops. Oh, that really ruined
it. Wow, I really screwed that up. Hagen
really
Hill's in the house. Hey.
There we go. There we go. Okay. I don't like how frog-like his head is.
It's very round.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have the traditional angular feel to it. Hey, Boots and Cats is here.
Boots and Cats. Okay, so I just did a little bit of this. See how I did some writing on his face?
Yeah.
Like Mayan drawing?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
I do that to the whole thing. So that way it's really scary.
Give him cheekbones, Ed. That'll make him scary.
Hmm. I ought to spell something in here. I ought to actually write like Stephen P. 123. I like this because like the elder writing is weird and strange, and nobody knows how to do it because we're from Earth.
Bootsy says you're carving Mayan swear words into it.
Yeah, I am. It's awesome. So I think I'm going to do that to the whole face and tentacles. So just his body is going to have all that weird stuff on it. And is this either going to make it really terrible or really good?
Garcia Aquatics, yeah.
Hello, Garcia. Garcia is my friend from
He
Florida.
is. Your Florida friend.
He is. Even though I do have Tampa Tom as a Florida friend, and Richard is from Florida.
Yep, I was just gonna say, Richard,
LRB
he's not
is
your
from
friend.
Florida now. What?
No, that
LRB?
LRB guy, he had some pretty nasty things to say about you.
He's the only person I've been to his house.
I've never even talked to him before.
He is like LRB is like a super super nice guy.
I've watched
He's
lots
really
of his channel. He does seem like a good dude. I've just never had the opportunity to meet him.
He was so when I took Sean Peck up there, he was so excited to be able to talk plants with somebody. He's like, I never have somebody I can actually talk plants with. And it's like, oh, is everybody? He says everybody wants to talk fish, and he's like more into plants than fish.
Tampa Tom is going to see LRB Saturday at the club's meeting there.
Nice. I want to see Tampa Tom someday too. That'd be awesome. I've been asked to do a talk at that club, but I don't know. I'm kind of paranoid. I gotta get my talks down.
You're
The one
talking
talk
talk?
I ever did was turned out so terrible. But that was more because the president had died, and right before they introduced me, they talked about him dying and stuff and how great of a guy he was, and it's like, oh boy. It's hard to do.
Say what now? I drifted because I was reading chat. What are you saying?
The Chattanooga Fish Club, the guy who started it passed away 2 days before the meeting
Oh,
that I did my talk at, and they did like a little eulogy nice thing about him beforehand. And then they said, and here's Chattanooga Ed to talk about fish rooms. And it was like, oh man,
right.
not fun. But that's how life is. But
Yep.
I really need to get a good show together, and I'd like to do one for Knoxville and one for Nashville, and then I definitely want to do one in Lexington. Those guys are awesome, but they're awesome because John's their boss. I really like how this is kind of coming out. It's really weird.
Bucci says, did they
Anybody
tell you were going to be following that? What if you plan to open with a joke?
that have you ever seen me? That's all I had was jokes.
Yeah, right.
The whole thing.
Have you ever heard the Casey K? What was that dude's name back in the '80s? That was super. He was always doing like the top 40 countdown and stuff.
Oh,
Casey
Casey
Kasem.
Kasem.
When he did the dead dog, he goes, "How the hell am I supposed to go into, you know, somebody in there has to start using their head." He was all mad.
Nico just jumped up. You guys, I'm really liking this.
Select Pet, if you ever go up to talk in Lexington, he promises that they won't do a eulogy first.
Well, sometimes you can't really plan things like that.
June asks, did you video the talk? Because was James with you, she thinks?
Yes.
Yes.
And James had never read over the stuff. So I gave him all the cue cards and told him when he was supposed to go. And James is like, this really sucks. I know.
Brenton says, Whip, are you growing any plants yet? And nope, sure not. I've got the ones that haven't died, but none of them are growing. I've got a few that I had for many years that just don't grow at all. Every single plant that Stephen gave me has now passed on. And the one plant that Outside In gave me at Aquashella, I thought that one was actually Mike going to hold on, but nope. It gave up the ghost too. So no plans for Brian. No plans for me. He said my name. Did you hear that? Did anybody catch that?
You named your plants, Brian.
Yeah, I did.
Check that
That's
out.
what it was. Yeah,
It's
voice of
hard to
Shaggy,
see, but
correct. Yeah, no, that looks good. You gonna do the wings too, or no?
I'm going to do something different with the wings.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my uncle Bruce was here. He'd remember my sister had Wolfman Jack was at her wedding.
At her wedding?
And well, at the reception. He was at the same hotel as her reception and he crashed it.
Ah.
And I think he just went down there, got that and some appetizers. I don't even remember seeing him. I remember my Uncle Bruce telling me all about it though. It's like, oh my gosh. And he had I did see his pink Cadillac and it was all old and rusted by then.
Cat House says, did Ed just say he wanted to speak at the Aquatic Expo in February?
I don't think they want me there. Well, they want me there, and thank you for bringing.
Uh-oh. You're frozen. Is he frozen for everybody, or is it
to
just
come
me?
and hang out? What's that?
You were frozen for a minute. I don't know if it was me or you, but
oh, bummer. I'm really looking forward to that. I am going to be. I came up with an idea to help, like, boost sales for the people that have their sale, their booths there. And I was talking to Sabu about it, and I was like, what if we had whatever YouTubers come down there, and I'd be happy to hold the camera or, take turns holding the camera, and we do like 5-minute commercials kind of with every single person, or maybe not every single person. Some people may not want it, but like Extreme Fish Flakes, if they're there, those guys would love to have a 5-minute commercial and that type of thing. If you have a YouTube channel, a small YouTube channel, that is almost guaranteed. I would almost guarantee you'd get 500 views off of that. And it could even be more, so it's just a cool, fun way to make content, and it would, I think, make the people that are paying for boosts feel better about, maybe they're advertising their websites too, or their stores or whatever,
Sure.
or maybe they just want to talk about something like Night Owl. Maybe he doesn't want anybody to know how to get his awesome guppies and cool stuff. How do you get Night Owl stuff? Night Owl, is Night Owl here?
He was. I haven't seen him recently. Danikin just
Is
came
he-
in.
Danikin?
Yep, it's got to be Kenny. He said, "What up, fish
Oh.
people?"
Hey, Kenny. Oh my gosh, he keeps calling me when I'm not available. I gotta talk to that guy because he's cool.
Brenton said he's going to bring me some plants. Then he said, "Brenton, rest in peace to your plants, unless they're plastic."
Oh.
He said, "My plants are tough." June said, "Whip, I too have horrible water, but I finally got some plants to do well. I'll send you some when the weather is better." Well, that would be cool. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
They are going to die,
somebody
just
kill
so
him?
you know. But
How does someone kill Anubius?
that's the only, that does not die, but it doesn't live. You know what I mean?
Oh, it doesn't grow.
It's like in stasis. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, I know they're slow, but I have one in there that's 4 years old that hasn't grown a single leaf on it.
Gotcha.
And then
I'm
I
gonna
think
put these.
Geekster must be having a stroke or something,
Why?
because it went 87, comma VVVVVOP dash 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 bracket.
Maybe he's programming something.
Oh, and then
Cool.
Bucci said she managed to kill Anubius.
Oh, how do you forget to put it in the water?
Steven says that Anubius can tolerate some BS conditions. Zenny says, "Whip, do you use any higher rated lights?" I do, actually. I mean, they're not Kessel, but the ones that I was trying to grow plants in had a Fluval 3.0. I had the Stingray. What are the Stingrays? Something
Stingrays?
2. Stingray something 2. Something 2 Stingray.
2.1?
I don't remember what they are, but they were. That's Jason Adams told me to try those. I have the aquarium co-op lights on 2 different tanks.
Now, is he? I heard him talking that he was going to stop selling those until he finds a new producer.
He is discontinuing the light. I have not heard that he's going to bring them back ever again. So that is news to me.
Bummer. That's a bummer.
I was gifted 2 of the lights. Oh, Night Owl is still here. He's lurking. He just popped up.
I always wanted to get one of those super lights. Well, I'm a failure.
Larry D says, "Whip, you can't grow plants in beer." Oh, but you can certainly try.
I haven't seen a Larry D hot sauce video lately.
Yeah, man, for a while there, I mean, I watched them all, but there were sometimes I was just squirming in my seat, for him, because he don't squirm, but I'm watching him getting all sweaty, and I'm like, oh my God, that's burning him up. I know it is.
I know.
And then he's like, that's a 2.
Yeah. And then they'll pour some more. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely a 2. Maybe a 3. No, 2. Let me have a ghost
Larry,
pepper chip to eat with that.
Well, he gave these pickles. I can't remember what they were. I bought a jar of them for my buddy because he had said, "Yeah, they're a 1 or a 2," and so I bought them. And I said, "Hey, John, try these." And John's like, "Well, these are spicy." So I tried one, and I said, "Damn!" But I'm a wimp when it comes to that. So to judge anything based on my ability to tolerate it is pretty low bar.
I just did
Steven
a
says,
bad
Ed,
thing.
basically, yes, kind of. I don't remember what that was in reference to.
Who was it about?
That was
Stephen P.
Steven saying, Ed, basically, yes, kind of. So you must have addressed him at some point. And because if whip isn't even growing algae, oh no, I definitely got that going on. Algae, I have no problem growing. Cool.
So I put the weird fonts or whatever they are down the sides of the wings too. I'm liking this thing.
Nathan Hovey's in. Hovey. Sorry. Hovey.
Hello, Nathan.
Oh, about the co-op lights. That's what
Oh,
he
what
was
about the
talking
co-op
about.
lights?
Yes, kind of, sort of. I think what you were saying about him maybe bringing them back with a different producer or whatever. What'd you call it?
Well, now that you said
Yeah, right. Now that I said the
that
wrong
threw me
word.
off. Production, new
Production.
factory.
Yeah. I was in the right word, just the wrong version of it. Tampa says, no more, I swear. I'm actually taking one of those big tanks to LRB on Saturday. I can't have 3 in the house. I wonder what that was in
Weird.
reference to.
I don't know. Brett, I bet to somebody else.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Nathan
ask
wants to
Pointy
know,
if-
hey, Ed, did you do that thing? If so, how'd it go?
Doing that thing tomorrow. Going to Kentucky tomorrow. Leaving at 9 in the morning or 9:30. I don't know. Normally, when we say we're leaving at 9, it's 10:30. So I hate to say 9:30 because I don't want it to be 11.
And don't forget, as soon as you get like an hour north of you, you gain an hour.
I don't know if I'm going to be going to. I mean, I'm sure I'll break the time zone at one point because I'll be driving by your house or your
Yep.
land, and
And
that's in
you'll
Central.
definitely be in Central, right?
Let's find out.
While you're looking at that, I am going to read a few more. It says, Whip tried the pogo stem and whatever. Go ahead. What did
Oh,
it
he's
say?
it's in Eastern time.
It is in Eastern. That's weird.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
Kentucky. Nothing makes sense in Kentucky.
what is pogo stem? And did Stephen send me any of that? I forget the names of the plants.
It's the one that kind of looks like.
Is it green and got leaves on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, but the leaves are kind of far apart and thin and like flowery, like a group, like a pot plant that's kind of more popped out like this, but thinner. That's a terrible description. Is there one
I
on
can
here?
kind
No.
of picture it though. You had me at pot plant. Bretton Lightcap says, Whip, do you have a living?
Will?
Yeah. Do you think living in proximity to the power plant has anything to do with your inability to grow plants? No, I think it is the fact that I'm on a well with huge ag fields all around me, dumping their chemicals into my water. And I know Stephen and I have talked about this at nauseum about getting an RO system. I just haven't done it yet. The last time I even priced one out, it was like stupid expensive, and I'm sure they've come down, and you can probably do stuff. My biggest fear is not fear that it just won't produce enough water to do what I want it to do. Plus, I don't know how to heat it and all that stuff.
I think we like this.
Yeah, it's coming around.
I think when I paint it, it's going to look really good. I think I'm done.
Really?
I don't think I'm going to do anything else. Unless I do something with the eyeballs. The eyeballs should have been more scary. They should have been squinty. But at this point,
Oinky's asking actual fish questions, kind of.
ooh,
She
let's hear
says,
what she said.
I have one white dwarf crayfish and it seems kind of grouchy. Is this normal? It's in a fine sand tank with only some hitchhiking ram's horns, so no one is picking at it. I don't know
Well-
jack squat about crayfish other than they make delicious meals.
You know,
For my
have you ever heard of the term crabby?
Yeah.
It's because they have kind of bad attitudes, and I think it kind of goes along with all of your shellfish, except for maybe shrimp, because they're just kind of skittish and afraid of things. But crayfish kind of can be just grumpy lumps sometimes, and they can be skittish or grumpy, but they're not normally out there like a shrimp and having fun eating or something, cool. They're just going to be like, don't look at me in my cave. Or chasing other fish around the fish tank trying to eat them.
Steven doesn't remember if he sent that to me or not. Since I've never been to Kentucky, cannot confirm or deny. Zenny says, if you can't grow Polysterma sunset, you have a problem, I feel like. Polysperma sunset. Never heard of it. Okay, we need to do a Kentucky meetup. This is John. And then with everyone talking about not having been to Kentucky. So Oinky, you got to go too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Long Family Shoal, Mike is here.
Hi, Mike. You know what? We've been going for over an hour.
We have, and mostly because our pal Skip is not going to be going, and there's no reason to hurry.
Yep.
Now,
Well,
if
I'm
you
definitely down on
need
my
to
hour,
go-
so that's good. No, I don't want to be up all night though, because
Yeah,
I
you
do
got to
need
get
to
up
bake
early.
this. Yeah, I have to get up early, and
You
sometimes I
need
have
me
a
to
hard
call.
time going to sleep.
I have to be up at have to be at the doctor's for a checkup that I don't really need tomorrow at 8, so I can give you a holler.
No, that's all right.
All
I
right.
won't answer. I generally turn off my phone or the alarm or the ringer. And
I
so
can call.
you
I
could
can call
call.
Uncle.
just
I
won't
can call
answer.
Uncle Bruce.
Well, Uncle Bruce loves being called. He'd probably love that.
This crayfish dude should be. Oh, this is Oinky again. Should be in the circus du Soleil. I don't know what that word is.
That's the Chinese circus.
Oh, okay. It balances on Val and one claw, then keeps running around the tank. Dude, where the hell are you
Circus
going?
Olay.
Circus Soleil. Du Soleil. Du Soleil.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't know. I should probably bring up chat. I've been looking at this the whole time in case I have to pop this up. Oh, I didn't need to have that there the whole show. Yeah, for anybody that wants to know, this is what Cthulhu looks like. Yeah,
Berkey says,
I should have.
oh, go ahead.
Given
Sorry.
him eyebrows. I could have made him look a lot more menacing if I would have given him eyebrows. Like
Oh, for
there.
sure. Anytime you
And-
have the pop out eyeballs like that like the, the crazy eyes like that, that gives them more of a doll look. Had you given them the deep brow with the underhang or
We've
whatever,
got glass rocks that are ruby rocks that were made in Australia, like back in the 70s for your fish tank to drop in the bottom of your fish tanks. I got them from Nathan's fish store here in Chattanooga, and he was selling them for like dirt cheap because he just wanted to get rid of all that clown stuff. But I thought it would be cool for rocks and jewels and stuff. That would be cool. I think I'll find the two biggest glass diamond looking ones and put them in his eyes. next time, and I'll put like eyebrows.
There you go.
Yep. Well,
Xanadu, I
don't-
talked to him a couple days ago. He said that first one, they only got like 18 inches of snow. And it was already damn near gone by the time I was talking to him, only a day and a half later. So he said the lake saves them more often than not, if you're wondering.
Oh, I figured it would be worse.
That's what I thought too, because Chicago always gets slammed twice as hard as everybody else.
You guys want one PSA before we head out today?
I think we should.
I don't know who this is, so let's find out, and then we'll talk about them afterwards.
Never underestimate Grandma's power.
Smiley! And it must have been over the 4th of July when we made that one, because I made it patriotic. Well, thank you, Uncle Smiley, for being so awesome. And thank you, Whip, for being super cool and hanging out with me tonight. And we're thinking about you, Rico and Skipper. We know that the holidays can be a tough, busy time for everybody. And thank you, everybody, for coming up and hanging out with us. Thank you, mods. Was there anybody that got out of control and was mean?
I saw nobody. Except
Oh,
for
man.
some of the, HHD had a little controversy going there for a second till he clarified.
Well, and Annette was here and she didn't even beat
I know,
anybody
she
up.
was on her best behavior.
Wow. Crazy. But okay, guys. Well, and thank you also to the members. You guys really help me keep going every month, and I really appreciate that. And thank you for all the new memberships, you guys that bought them for me. That was super nice. That was awesome. Probably doubled my members. I need to go and look at my emojis and see if maybe come here, Nico. Nico just came up to say hi.
Hi, there he is.
A little bit farther. He's like, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
They don't like the feeling of the clay. There he is. Look, Neeks. There he is. Well, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side. Whip, are you gonna have a show on Thursday or on Saturday?
It's likely. I don't have to work this weekend, so unless I'm helping my daughter move, I think I should be good to go.
Okay, well, just let me know what time and I'll be there.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock or 2 o'clock my time?
No, 2 o'clock my time. 3 o'clock your time.
Oh gosh, so confusing. So confusing. But we'll catch y'all later. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I don't have my goodbye.
He's not ready.